you're British, and then if so, I'm sorry. Hi, that was a really bad accent. But yeah, I'm American, so it makes sense. I have some things to say. Big circle I've been in. And I'm about to talk about a topic that I think a lot of people deal with. I don't know, every human struggles with this internal balance and war between these two concepts. And the concept I'm talking about today is the part of me, we're bringing to light the part of me who can't fucking stand anybody. I cannot stand humanity. I think the common person is a dickwad fuckface. You don't stop for me, when I'm crossing the street, you're dickwad. You complain, aggressively to me when I'm at work about shit that I can't control, you're a dickwad. You aren't polite, right off the bat and want the best for the common man, and you're not actively trying to do that, and I don't see that in front of my face, you're a dickwad. Why? Because fuck you. Your actions and your attitude is the reason why humans are fucking mean to each other. And my boyfriend was talking to me the other day, and he was like, I was at he's a server, and there was a line of people at the bar sitting, and they were just some normal folk, 30-year-old adults, and they were talking about how they wish people could just be nice to each other. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like a 30-year-old at a bar, where I live and where this is. I'm like, I bet this person on a bad day would probably be a cunt. Why? Because I live in a place where people can be cunts, and I don't live in a big city where it's in New York, it's normal for people to be kind of rough. 1, 2, I don't live in a place like that. I live in the suburbs of the suburbs. I live in a very kid-oriented, nuclear home, family-oriented place, right? Where you think kindness, and I live in the Midwest. I live in fucking Minnesota. You'd think the kindness would be there, but it's fucking not. Why? Because people don't have niceness in their heart. They don't move with niceness first. And I've seen this since I have been a child, and it has bothered me every single day of my life, and it is why I am who I try to be, the best me. I try to be so kind no matter what, and it gets me in a lot of trouble, I've realized. I trust and believe in the common good of each person, and especially in this last year of my life, as I've become a true young woman, an adult, I've experienced terrible aspects of humanity. Things that I'm I can't believe you have that in your brain, you fucking function. Oh my fucking God. Anger, and it brings up such anger to me because I remember back when I was young, when I would get hurt and scarred so deeply, I would think to myself, why would you do that at such a young age? Referring to my parents or my siblings or my whole family, or the people we interacted with, even family friends betraying each other and family members not paying each other back and big sums of money. And I hear this family drama, even in families it goes to this, just not okay shit happens. And I remember when that stuff would happen around me or to me when I was a child, I would get so upset and internalize it. That was my way of coping. But I'd just be this isn't right, and I don't understand why somebody would do that. With understanding and being raised with the we love humans, treat everybody treat thy like thy neighbor, or whatever the fuck my Christian mom or grandma raised me. with, you know? And I always knew that, and I thought everybody else knew that. We'd be kind. You learn this in kindergarten. You learn how to interact with humans in kindergarten. Like, basic social kindness. And yet, I saw these adults back then not fucking doing that shit, and I still, like, through growing up, I would, you know, run into it. And when I did run into it, when I was younger, a little younger than now and feistier, when somebody crossed me and did something fucked like that, you saw hell. You saw hell and a half, or I, like, crumbled and, like, hid in my room and didn't feel anything for a couple weeks. But normally, it was, like, anger. And, because I just knew, like, I was scared, and that feeling of, like, this person did something that I'm like, this is not okay. 5-year-old Chloe knew it was not okay to do this. And because I had no understanding, or not no understanding, but less grace and also patience for humans, fuck, I'll wail right back. You say some fucked up shit to me, my friend, you're disrespectful, you hurt dogs, you hurt anybody I care about, you're misogynistic, hurtful, like, any of that shit, and I'm ready to fucking fight. I'm ready to scream at that person and shove my foot down their throat. And I think a lot of people are like at that spot. I think a lot of people of all ages are at this spot of understanding injustice and saying, fuck no, you're not going to do that injustice to me. You're not going to hurt me. So I'm going to push back, or I'm going to not be open in the first place, or I'm going to be less kind and less trusting towards people, because that makes sense. Like, if you got fucking kicked and stabbed and punched, you wouldn't walk up with your arms open to other people. You know, that makes sense. But that's the fucking fuck. That's the fuck. Because when you get kicked and pushed around, and then down the road somebody, you know, kicks and pushes you, you do it back. You do the same thing that hurt you. You bring that energy out into the world through yourself. You double it. And it's such a bitch, because no duh, somebody's a fucking cunt to you, I'm gonna be pissed off, right? Somebody pushes me, I'm gonna want to fucking especially because, like, why are you pushing me? If not even me, you could be pushing somebody else, and like somebody else who's weaker than me or didn't deserve it, or blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not okay. This motherfucker needs to learn a lesson. But time and time again, we see violence does not solve violence. And it's that simple. Like, yes, I know if we shove everybody into the dirt and break all their bones, of course they can't fight back and they'll submit. But you do that, and these people do not stop whatever behavior you punish them for because they want to stop it. It's because they're being stopped. And that just sits there in the unconscious. It just sits there and waits until it can be brought back out, you know? And I'm at a place right now where I'm so frustrated because, you know, I take all of this and I understand that. I understood this very well about a year ago, and I will say in that time frame, a lot less shitty, like a year and a half ago, a lot less painful things were happening to me. So I could meditate and understand and process the things that were happening, and it didn't hurt my emotional body as much. But after a long time of understanding this, you know, when I would scream at my mom, she wouldn't listen. When I would be so upset that after trying to be reasonable with my mom, she would piss me off so much and wouldn't listen to me until I felt the need to scream or yell and raise my voice. Then I do that. I raise my voice. And all that energy she was fucking building within me because I was this again, there's so many. Bless my my beloved boyfriend for telling me one time that, like, well, he tells me often, but when I'm talking, like, you have to imagine when I express myself, I'm in 8 different fucking realms and everything's connected. So when I'm talking, I'm in every, like, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it gets too far out for people to keep with me. So, if that ever happens and you're like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Let me know. So that way I can rephrase it, or, you know, just be aware of this is when I am starting to lose people. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. My mom isn't listening to me. This, and it's causing such an emotional reaction out of me because my caretaker isn't listening to the needs that I need met. Of course that hurts. Of course that hurts. Doesn't listen to me, denies me, ignores me, invalidates everything I say until I raise my voice. And when I raise my voice and I let myself get to a point where I'm not calm, I've like, it's like bursting this energy. Like this, compacted emotion, and then burst. And when you make that burst, she's going to be affected by it because you're yelling at her. And that's going to affect her, you know, emotions. It's going to put her, like, in my experience, she put her defenses on. Anytime somebody yelled at my mom, that bitch shut the fuck down. And that was just her response to aggression, because that's what it is. Your energy bursts into this anger, and it's felt. It's felt, of course, because when you yell or you use a tone or like eye contact, these are all, like, you know, visual signs, but you're also feeling the energy and feeling and processing the fact that somebody's yelling at you, which means they're mad at you, which means something that might not be right. All of these things happen simultaneously. And so, like I mentioned, when you yell at somebody, they're not listening to what you're saying. They're experiencing the reaction. They're experiencing the reaction to being yelled at, because it is an attack. It's a verbal attack when you are aggressive with somebody and not remaining in a calm tone, especially when you're talking about a situation that's a little tense. When you want something, or you want to express an emotion that's intense, or like anger, if you have anger and you need a solution, or you need to ask for something, or something's not right, and you respond with anger, I've seen that it fizzles. The solution that you're looking for becomes a lot less likely to happen. There's more aggression, and there's this energetic trace that's left in you and the other person that you had this bad interaction with. And, you know, whatever the situation it is about, you know, if you are fighting about money and you guys make up, next conversation you have about money is going to be a little, because you just fought about it. So the energy of things stick to each other. And this, like, helps me get back to my point when I say, like, people are so fucking stupid. They lash out on each other, and they don't understand that they're, like, when they lash out on each other, they're fucking, like, sticking each other with, like, negative jizz. They're just throwing negative jizz around everywhere. And I think that's really fucked up. Because you're throwing jizz at people that don't even deserve it. Or you're throwing jizz at me, even though you're throwing a lot of jizz at me, even though you only need, I might get fucking, I hope it doesn't get taken down. You're gonna throw a bunch of, like, negativity at me because you're pissed off because somebody else pissed you off this morning, and I'm gonna take that negativity and piss somebody else off, and now we just started this chain of fucking piss off because somebody couldn't hold their fucking mouth shut. Somebody couldn't take 5 minutes and calm themselves down. Calm. I was about to yell, calm down. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. There's more to this. But I have places to go, so I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the second part when I get back. Love y'all. 2 cups of water and a salad later, and a little bit of sun. Feeling better. Feeling less like I want to kill everybody. I've been thinking a little bit about the lesson here, and I saw my cards earlier, and I was like, I don't think I necessarily need to channel like from the cards, but this was definitely a message given to me today by Spirit. So there have been a couple of people who crossed me and hurt me so bad this past year that it made me become aware of this protective self I have to have. A discretion, what you can call it. I'm sorry, excuse me. Might give you room. For sure. Boys, you can come too. You can come too. My God, I love people. This is another thing. Oh, boys. This is not okay. I just experienced the cure to all of this anger that you meet through terrible people and experiences that happen. Bad people do exist, absolutely. There's people that I want to literally run off the road. But there's also a group of young boys who probably are on their first motorcycles that were so exciting and very kind to me just now. And I don't know if you saw how excited I was, but 2 of them were that excited too. And one was actually really excited. The other one was cool too. It's just nice. That interaction was so pure and kind and cool, and they're off in their happiness, and they took that happiness, and I had this happiness. It's the same thing. That icky jizz negativity is also, at the same time, can also be happiness that we spit on each other. And it's just energy exchange. But holding a little bit of patience, holding the door open slightly for interactions like that to come in, while also understanding that people are ridiculous. Crazy shit happens. And what I've learned to do is, if I can remain calm, I try to. I always try to see the humanity in the other person, because I think that stops people from acting out in violent ways, you know. If I see you as another person, I'm less likely to want to physically hurt you, like actually hurt you, because I understand that you feel just the way I feel. And we all feel this way. What the fuck was that? Y'all let me go? Just me go. Lights are weird. Stoplights are weird. People are gonna try you. People are gonna lie to you, and people are gonna try to take from you. And denying that doesn't work. And allowing yourself to be taken advantage of doesn't protect you, or does it allow yourself to feel protected by yourself, you know? And that's a really painful lesson I had to learn, and I'm still learning it, and I struggle. Here I am right now struggling with this. A part of me, I wanted to go from just trusting everybody to now there's a time where I fucking don't trust anybody, and I think, not even trust, but don't even want to give them the benefit of my attention. Like, when I'm out in public, I look down. I don't smile at people. I don't try to have small talk because I don't care to have an interaction. Even if I, say something kind to somebody, like a compliment to better their day, I don't have that energy. I don't even care because I could have a bad interaction, try to have a good interaction, or I could be complimenting somebody who really isn't very kind, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's all these ideas that I'm like, I don't want to try. I don't want to try with humanity because I gave my heart out and they fucking hurt me because we hurt each other. Humans hurt each other really bad, and a lot of people are unaware of what they are doing. I mean, in a way, everybody makes a conscious decision, but not everybody understands that energy is transferred and that your negativity puke that you puke on me, I carry that with me all day and probably spill it off on other people. Like, a lot of people don't know that, and some people wouldn't give a fuck. Those kind of people that don't give a fuck, I still want to stop. Like, there's nothing you could tell me that can calm me down enough to not want to be violent to these people, because that act of disrespect and not caring crosses a boundary of logical mind for me. It gets me so into my emotions because, it takes me back to being a kid and being like, why are these people hurting each other and I can't do anything about it, and it makes me feel so angry and powerless. So when it happens now, I refuse to be powerless. I refuse to let things just happen when people are shitty. It really angers me, and that's where I am right now. That's where I am right now. I bite my tongue when I go out now. I'm not as outgoing and trying to make everybody have a good interaction with me and experience positive human interaction, which was something that I used to do. I used to give all my energy out, so I'm like, God, these people are probably, like, out of all the people somebody interacts with, if they interact with 20 people and they're all, like, pretty shitty, I can make that experience good because they interact with me. And even if they don't have to interact with me, I go out of my way to interact. That's still one positive experience to none if I hadn't interacted, in my brain. Because, again, in my brain, a big part of me thinks everybody's fucked. Everybody's just a cunt to each other. And that's not necessarily true, but oh, it feels so good to talk about this. I'm feeling like my chest literally, like, weight on my chest coming up. But yeah, there's still, like, I'm not going to say that violence should never happen. Eventually, when people are healed and things heal, and eventually we stop, like, I understand everything to be a snowball. And right now, violence and aggression is don't honk at me. Scare me. They were not honking at me. I'm just a little anxious. I got a lot of energy I'm holding right now, and I am driving, so I try not to. I tell myself I shouldn't make videos and talk about energy and drive, but I always end up here doing this because it just comes when I really don't like to drive all that much anymore. Like, I just have no attention span whether I'm listening to music or watching a video. So talking really actually makes the time go fast. But there's right now this energy of aggression and, not being completely open at the heart, more of a closed heart space. That energy has snowballed for a very long time, and I think is huge right now at where we are and how, society, the majority of us approach situations like when there is an issue. when there is an argument, or I don't even want to say that when there's a situation, people handle it like shit. We handle it like a bunch of dummies. We get somebody doesn't want to do something, we take it very personally, we get aggressive, we banter with each other, and everybody's fucking feeling hurts. Yep, that's normally how it goes. And that's just how we are right now, because it's fucking taught to us. My parents are like that, my parents' parents are like that. You see it in the media, you see it in movies, you see how war's handled, you see how fucking family dynamics, most people don't know how to have a conversation, don't know how to have a proper conversation with each other when they're upset. Oh shit, who's getting pulled over? Damn, for real? That quick? He knew. Real. Okay. Alright. Lots going on. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because I'm gonna need my attention for what I'm doing now, but what I'm at, my conclusion to this is not denying the fact that shitty things happen and people will do bad things, and constantly being aware and watching yourself, but keeping the door open to have positive experiences, because if you don't, you're going to end up sour, which is true, it's very true. And holding the space that certain things are going to, if you can hold your tongue and not let out that negative energy out into the world, do that. If you can't, you just fucking can't. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. The universe works in really mysterious ways. Sometimes violence does end violence in a really weird way, but not in the, like, I'm gonna fucking pummel you to the ground until you do what I do, until you do what I say type thing. More of a, like, you're trying to oppress me and I push back, and then all of a sudden you fucking stop. Because if somebody is oppressing you, what do? You fight back. When somebody's trying to kill you, what do? You fight back for your life. Violence isn't evil. It's just only to be used in certain circumstances that it's being used in nowadays, and it's not effective. And then also just fucking being patient, because that's what you have to do right now while the snowball is unsnowballing, and you're trying as much as you can not to cause more of the issues. You also have to understand that even if you're not doing the negative behavior, the harmful behavior, somebody else fucking is. And they're spewing that jizz on to 3 other people, and those people, every single person has to learn this lesson of, oh, I could just hold my fucking tongue. Oh. And it's hard. It's very hard, because you have to go through this grace and the acceptance of your emotions, your extreme emotions that you can't control. Even if I don't want to get mad, I'm going to fucking get mad at sometimes, because some people are fucking idiots, and I can't prepare myself for those kind of things. Accepting that, acknowledging that, loving myself anyways, and also not trying to make things worse for myself or for other people, because energy affects others and me at the same time. There's nothing, whenever there's an interaction with 2 people, both of these people are feeling the energy from it. Remember that. I try to be calm, try to be kind, not denying any bullshit, and I'm gonna call it. If somebody's tripping, they're tripping, and that's the end of it. If somebody really needs to get their ass beat, they're gonna get their fucking ass beat. But I'm not gonna move that way. So that's my spew. That's what I needed to get out. There's a garage sale with a bunch of clothes. Yes! I'm having a good time. See you next time. Love you.